Val Rodionov here, and today is a report for day 35 on my intermittent fasting, and it's day 5th on one meal a day. It was yesterday, it was Sunday, February 23rd, 2020. My weight was 254 pounds or 115 kilos, and my waist measure was 41.5 inches. And in the last 5 days, I lost about 6 pounds, which is 2.7 kilos. I slept about 9 hours, and our female cat kept howling all night long. She's in heat, and it was something very unpleasant, but I was still able to sleep pretty well. Yesterday, before lunch, my wife and I went to a park. We walked for about 30 minutes. I was hungry, and I said, let's go back home because it was about lunchtime. While I was going to the park, or before I went to the park, I made a cup of hot black tea, plain black tea, and I put it in stainless steel cup or container, and I was sipping it. Based on my research, it's okay to drink some plain tea or coffee, green tea or black tea. Coffee in general is not good for the body, so the better choice would be matcha tea. Matcha tea is the powder, green powder that Japanese make their traditional ceremony tea. But if you drink small amounts of coffee or black tea or green tea, that should be fine. However, lots of caffeine affects fasting and some limitation because of the insulin. So if you take too much coffee, it will kick off the insulin, which is basically stops the fasting. It's like sugar mechanism starts. I'm not going to go into the details about this right now. Yesterday, I'll just keep going with my report. Yesterday, my heartburn was barely more noticeable, which was a good sign. Lunch, my wife and I cooked lunch together. I made salad and steamed veggies while she was doing homemade dumplings. We don't usually make them, very seldom. We usually buy them because I don't eat them. My wife doesn't eat them. Our daughter eats only dumplings, the dumplings from a Russian store, and so we barely make those. But we decided to give it a shot because I said, okay, now I can eat dumplings and I would enjoy them. So it was actually very delicious, and even our daughter ate some. So we made dumplings with ground pork, and other sort was dumplings with mashed potatoes. I tried to stay away from wheat and wheat products for a long time, but I was going on and off. I was trying to get rid of it because I've read too many things. So gluten is bad, white flour is bad. I know it's bad, but I still like pastries. I still like high quality uh, cakes, and Russian pastry is amazing. Armenian pastry is often amazing, and I like to cook something amazing as well, including pancakes and dumplings. Not so often, but still. And yesterday it was basically dumplings day for lunch. We had dumplings and lots of salad, lots of steamed vegetables. I felt pretty good yesterday. I was calm, and I was enjoying preparing the food. My hands were not shaking as the day before, and I guess because I slept more. I slept about 9 hours. I wasn't rushing anywhere. I was recovered from the kettlebell exercises, so it was pretty good. I was able to calmly to prepare everything. We served the table. No nibbling, nothing. And I caught myself thinking, if it was on regular eating pattern, I would keep nibbling things. And usually, when you nibble things before lunch, the food doesn't taste as good. But when you fast for extended period of time, and then you have your meal prepared and you sit in front of it and you start eating it, and that's when everything becomes magical. So I noticed that thing and I like it. So that's another plus of this type of food consumption, one meal a day. So lunch, I didn't take any supplements yesterday. So I had about 6 ounces of green salad, pretty similar to the previous few days. Baby salad mix, sweet small red peppers, a couple of them, 3 small sweet tomatoes, feta cheese, several salted olives, plus dressing made out of olive oil, some apple cider vinegar, and some soy sauce. Then I had about 4 ounces of steamed veggies with some butter, 4 meat dumplings, and 2 dumplings with potato. About totally it all probably was 5 to 6 ounces with some sour cream, of course. I was chewing as much as I could comfortably do it because dumplings they're kind of very, very moist. It's difficult to chew for a long time. And also I felt very hungry. So then I had a cup of black tea with some cardamom and milk, no sweeteners. Plus I had about 6 homemade chocolate candies, truffles, dried apricots with dried plum and dried figs. Most of them felt overwhelmingly sweet. There's of course sugar, but when I was chewing on the candy with the fig inside of it, dried fig, it was too sweet for me. So it's natural sweetness, but I feel already like it's too sweet. And I finished my main dishes by minute 40. It took me about 40 minutes to eat it all. And then my dessert I was enjoying for another 30 minutes or so. I know I should eat less sugar, less sweets. I know I'm still working on this. So lately, I don't know, for a week or so, or maybe since I started the 1 meal a day, I noticed that I go to the restaurant to poo like right after the lunch. I have lunch and then there's bowel movement. So, and usually it was happening just once. I noticed that, and it was good quality, semi-solid, quickly going stuff. So I know when digestion is working properly, it usually doesn't soil the toilet, and it goes pretty good. And I feel very good after I go. And yesterday, so I went after lunch, and at about 6 o'clock I had something similar to diarrhea. So it was very weird. But I didn't feel bad. It was just one instance of diarrhea. I went in and out, and so there's several explanations for this. There could be some poison, some food poisoning, which I doubt because I didn't feel anything. Another thing could be some food that my body is not capable of digesting yet. So again, it might be cleansing reaction, which is good. And the third, it could be too much fat, or maybe the liver, when the liver generates too much bile, which is usually to smooth the intestine and to add juices for the digestion. that usually when it's liver squirts or produces too much bile, usually also kind of causes that diarrhea. So I'm not concerned about this. This is like one thing happened and no consequences, nothing. Uh, I don't see anything bad about this. If it was ongoing for a long time, so I would think about it and try to come up with a solution. Also, I know that if you have too much vitamin C, it also can cause diarrhea. Conclusions, observations and conclusions for yesterday. The weight loss is still quite aggressive. Yesterday was much easier day to handle because the previous couple of days were rougher, more difficult. It looks like I still eat a lot of sugar too often. I can definitely reduce sugar, and maybe I should allow myself to eat to have one sugar day where I can eat it limitlessly. I'm just kidding. I'm still kind of trying to figure out. So I definitely have a sweet tooth, and all those amazing candies that my wife makes are not helping. That's the end of the day 35. It was pretty good. Day number 5 on 1 meal a day, and I'm still going. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you great health, happiness, and I'll see you on the next video.